Jack is a great guy. He's written a fantastic book. Everybody's talking about it. Go get it. And he's been my friend right from the beginning of this whole beautiful event. And we're going to turn it around and make our country great again. Amen.
All right, folks, Jack Posobiec, we are back, and really cool announcement to make here that longtime viewers of Human Events Daily may remember someone. We used to have producer Beni Rae, and they would say, "What happened to producer Beni Rae?" Well, she's been on a journey. She's been on a bit of a story arc, if you will. And believe it or not, I'm so happy to announce that Human Events Daily alum, who was here day one of the program 4 years ago, literally 4 years, September 2021, is now joining Real America's Voice as a host. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Human Events Daily, Beni Rae Harmony. What's up, Beni Rae?
Jack, isn't it crazy to think about the last time we were together, we were streaming out of a basement.
We don't need to talk about where the original studio was, but as crazy as it was, that was the Turning Point house.
It was.
That was the turning point when the show was still through Turning Point, and it was Charlie. It was Charlie who set this show up. It was Charlie who set you up, and there's been so many people and so many things that Charlie Kirk did and set into motion that are still in motion, like you being back here today.
I know. I mean, from the beginning when I was at Arizona State and joining Turning Point, going to the Stop the Steal rally, that's where it all started. And then getting to work for you and be around Charlie and be at HQ in Phoenix. Yep. I mean, just the aura and the energy that surrounded him and still surrounds you, I can still feel it.
Well,
this is our reunion after 4 years.
Reunion, for sure.
But there's nothing, I don't think there'll ever be anything like it, and it's our duty to continue that.
No, 100%, and it's absolutely great to have you back. I'm super excited. When they called me and they said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I said, "What do you mean? Of course, like
Producer
please,
Beni.
Producer Beni, yeah, bring her back. She's Beni Rae Harmony. She's going to be rejoining the show.
I still feel like your producer a little bit. I asked if you wanted a bottle of water.
She did ask if I wanted a bottle of water, and then we were telling some old stories and some old jokes, and it's obviously I wish it were under different circumstances, but here's something that's really cool because we get to make an announcement that Turning Point just made, and it was this sort of crazy idea that I sort of went rogue.
We know, Jack.
We know
what Poso does.
Yeah, you've been around enough to know this. So I sort of went rogue and was like, "Hey," and I just sort of tweeted it the one day. When one of this Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show was so ridiculous and just anti-American, and said he's not going to speak in English, and if you want to listen to me, you got to speak English, and all this nonsense. And I said, "Well, what if?" I said, "Sure, it would be a shame if Turning Point held a competing halftime show." And then we had Tim Pool on the show a couple of days later. We were out in Phoenix, and I said it again, and they just go crazy viral. It's like be careful what you tweet, sometimes.
Yeah.
And it went out there. Now, I did mention Creed, and no announcements on lineup yet.
Stay tuned, though.
But Turning Point USA is and has officially announced that we are going to be holding the All-American halftime show on the day of the Super Bowl. It's going to be during that time frame, and if people want access, you go to AmericanHalftimeShow.com. Beni Rae, talk to me a little bit about how Charlie always put culture first.
So when I was working for you in 2021, I wasn't super faith-oriented. And I always remember hearing Charlie and being at headquarters specifically with you for America Fest. And there was the atmosphere, the way faith was driving the ship. I think that's really where he touched me culturally, because he embedded something inside of me that 4 or 5 years later, little did I know, was going to change my life. And there's so many aspects of life that he touched culturally, but I think really that faith aspect, he has started a mission with God and with Jesus that we've never seen before. I never understood it until now, until I really feel what has happened in this country. And I don't know, I think he's he was so culturally important, in specifically in Gen Zs. We know that for sure. Whether it was, the indoctrination on campuses or freedom of speech, things like that. It's hard to pinpoint one, Jack.
And it's something. Well, but that's my point, though. Is like he was bigger than just politics. He understood that if Turning Point was going to succeed, that it wouldn't succeed just. And of course, he did the debates, right? We all know he did the debates, and he was. But to Gen Z and even like to Gen Alpha, because I keep getting phone calls from people, and they'll say, "Hey, Jack, could you?" I know you knew Charlie, and can you talk to my nephew, talk to my niece? I say, yeah, sure. How old are they? I said, they're 10 years old. Like, tell me to be 10 years old, and they know who Charlie is. It blows my mind.
It was
so you got
so much bigger
Gen
than
Z,
politics.
Gen Alpha, right? And he was sort of like, he was the campus debate guy, and he was bigger than politics. You're right, obviously faith-centered. So much of what he and I did was faith-centered. So much of what this show, which you helped start, Human Events Daily, and when you were at Turning Point, helped to do, has been faith-centered. And I think this Super Bowl halftime show, we can't call it that, by the way, it is the All-American halftime show.
All-American.
So they have the Super Bowl halftime show. That's Bad Bunny. What they're doing is an attack on American culture.
Absolutely.
They're attacking you for speaking English. They're attacking you. And remember, this is Jay-Z. So Jay-Z and Roc Nation signed, in the wake of George Floyd, they signed this huge deal with Barack Obama's best buddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, right? Barack and Michelle. And then, boom, they have total control of the Super Bowl halftime show now.
See, I just don't understand how they can even bring someone to the Super Bowl halftime show that the music isn't going to be in English. Like we are America. I cannot wrap my head around it.
This is the fight, because this is the fight. Because they're trying to force the issue. So here's what we're here to announce. The halftime show on Turning Point will be 100% in English.
English!
And if you don't speak English, well, you got 4 months to learn. All right, you got 4 months to learn. By the way, we have a poll up. I don't know, did you see the poll?
No, I didn't. What is it?
So the poll, this is very important. People can go and check it all out. So the poll is up at AmericanHalftimeShow.com, and the poll says, what music genres would you like to see featured? Now, people keep asking me, they're saying like, okay, did you get Creed? Did you not get Creed? I said, I'm not making any, and conversations are ongoing on all that. No announcements yet, but on this, it says, on the poll, it says, what music genres would you like to see?
Anything in English.
The number one is anything in English. Then it goes Americana, classic rock, country, hip hop, pop, worship.
But Jack,
I'm going with anything in English. That's what I'm going with.
I think the coolest part about all of this is that Turning Point, you guys are allowing the people of America to choose what music they want to see for the halftime show.
We have, I will
that's a
say
pretty
that,
interesting.
So when we started kicking this around and we started getting more, just traction, and after this, totally rogue, move on my part,
Jack Posobiec,
that we said, all right, and then we had so much interest, and there were different genres, and there's questions about, how's it going to run, because people want to watch the game, but then do you do the halftime show? So, I was even thinking maybe do some bands before, then have the game, and then like the finale is the halftime show. So it's like, our version is a little bit different, streaming, all the rest of it, the content, the types of music, but it's all good energy, it's all here, it's all cultural, and the idea is it is a massive celebration of America.
Celebration of America, what it should always be. It's not that hard.
It's so simple. And do you know that, and I will say this though, there's a huge problem that the Super Bowl halftime show has not shown a rock act in 16 years.
Oh, wow.
It's been 16 years since we've seen that. Huge problem. Beni Rae Harmony,
Jack
welcome
Posobiec.
back. Where can people follow you?
Beni Rae Harmony. You guys can find me all over social media, on X, Facebook, all the things. Lots of very exciting things happening and coming. I'll be reporting on all congressional things right here on the Hill. So,
And you'll be at the Marine Corps.
I will. We will be there.
This Saturday night.
Brian Glenn and myself.
Make sure you go check it out and be part of that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you have my permission to lay ashore.